I know that smart devices and things like that are becoming more and more out of favor with a lot of people. Security and things of that nature, but I don't know. I still use them. They do get to be, sometimes they don't work properly, or if the internet goes out, then you reboot the router, then you can't control anything for a few minutes and blah, blah, blah. It's not perfect. It doesn't have, it's not an easy thing to deal with some days, and some days it just doesn't work. And you have to flip a switch and power it back on and make it work. I had the light over my head sometimes doesn't want to work, so I power it off and power it back on, and then it joins back in. I don't know if that's age or if that's just the way, just being a computer and being whatever. So anyway, these are actually they're outdoor too. This is a plug. These are plugs, and it's a smart device, and it's compatible with HomeKit, which I use when I use the iPhone all the time, and I use HomeKit all the time. We use it to control most of the lights, at least in the house. So I wanted to try this out. It's not too terribly expensive, and in this case, you can control two different lights. There's two separate plugs. You can control the device as a single device, or you can control it as individual plugs, which I like that option. For the most part, I'm getting these for my office, so that way I can just turn on all the lights with one click. And I noticed that one of my old Hue lights, I think, is finally bit the dust. It's 7, 8 years old, so it's not like I just bought it. But I figured I have some LED lights that are sitting around in a box, not doing anything. I can replace all my lights with just plain LED lights, and then use this to control them. So I just wanted to show that this is a company called Meros, Meros maybe, M-E-R-O-S. I always saw Meros, but anyway. So it says don't put it on a high power devices. I'm just putting them on lamps. That's what it's designed for. It's not designed for, like, in this case, like a water pump or a pool filter or something like that. I don't have a pool, so it doesn't matter. But this should be, I think this actually glows. No, it does not glow. It's just weirdly colored. So I'm going to plug this in and try to configure it and see if the instructions, if I'm smart enough to actually do this. It requires its own app to just get started, which is not my favorite thing, but so let me get configuring on this, and I'll check in if I get stuck or when it's done. So either I'll be frustrated or really happy. So they make it really easy. You scan the device. Let me just take out the other one. I want two of them because I have two. You take this, you scan the QR code right there. It's under my finger. Although if I give you it, I don't know if it'll work. But I think you would need to be in the network. Anyway, scan it and it does all the work for you. As long as you're on the network and as long as it's in Discover mode, which it just flashes, then it does all the work for you and it's ready to go. So on home, it shows up. Yeah, let's see how well you can see it. Okay, on home it shows up here. If you click on the wrong thing. So you're at home and there. So now both plugs are here. You can take them as 1 and 2, or I don't know how well you can see that. There's an option here that says show as separate tiles. So if you don't want to use both plugs simultaneously, you can turn one thing on and don't turn on the other thing. That's a great option to have. So I'm going to plug this in and then I'll show it real quick so that way you can see what it looks like. Okay, that light right there is now plugged into the smart plug. So I can just choose. There you go. There you go. It works. It's very simple. And I mean, with Apple, I don't know about this is iOS, obviously. It works with Android too because it has Google and Amazon Alexa too. So if you have that, so all of that works. It's super simple, and you don't have to do much to get it all working, which is great. So now I have my lights controlled via that new thing. This is the Miros, whatever. I'm going to say Miros. It's probably wrong. Anyway, so this thing, it works, at least for now. If something goes wrong, I'll make another video and say it broke or whatever. But as for right now, easy setup, works great.